You laughed to hide tears no one else noticed, but my broken heart did. Your silly whispers echo louder than the quiet moments we lost. Even your foolishness feels like a prayer I never learned to say. You fooled the world, but never fooled the love that kept breaking inside me. Behind every joke was a desperate hope you'd still stay. Your laughter was a lighthouse guiding me through my darkest storms. I miss the way you made chaos feel like home. Your silly love was the only truth I believed in. You were the fool, but I was the one who believed in miracles. Your jokes were a shield for a heart too fragile to fight. You made nonsense sacred when you said my name. You turned love into a game, and I was always losing. You played silly to avoid the pain I begged you to face. You made fun of everything, even yourself, and I loved every scar behind that smile. Your humor was the last thing I held on to before silence swallowed us whole. You laughed at love, and I cried for it. You masked your fear with jokes, but your eyes told the truth. Your silliness was my favorite kind of madness. You made love feel impossible, yet I kept trying to understand your chaos. Even your dumbest jokes whispered secrets only my heart could decode. You never stopped playing, even when love was begging you to grow up. Your foolishness was a language only broken souls can speak. I saw the tears beside your laughs and wished I could catch them. Your silliness made me believe in light inside darkness. You danced around my heart like a ghost no one else could see. You joked because silence would have been too much to bear. Your playful pain broke me in ways words never could. I loved the fool you pretended to be to survive your demons. You made me feel alive in your chaos, even if it tore me apart. You smiled like everything was fine, and I died inside knowing it wasn't. Your silly games were the only way you knew how to say, "I'm scared." You hid behind laughter, but I saw your soul naked and aching. You acted like a child but carried the weight of worlds. Your jokes were a lullaby for a heart too tired to fight. I heard your truth between your laughs, and it broke me. You never said, "I'm hurting," but your silliness screamed it loudest. You used humor as armor until it cracked and bled. Your silly heart was a war zone I didn't know how to leave. You made love a riddle I never solved, but never stopped chasing. Your foolish grin was the last light before the darkness swallowed us. You laughed while breaking me, and I laughed too because I loved you. You joked like it was forever, but forever left without you. Your silliness was a prayer for someone to stay and hear your pain, You smiled through storms no one else could see. Your laughter was a rebellion against a world that never understood you. You acted careless, but I saw every crack in your fragile heart. You made chaos a sanctuary I never wanted to leave. Your silly love broke the silence that was slowly killing me. You played games to hide the wounds no one dared to ask about. Your foolishness was a sacred ritual between broken souls. You laughed to forget, and I loved you for every shattered memory. Your jokes were the soundtrack to a love story no one else believed in. You danced on the edge of my heart like a flame in the wind. You never stopped smiling, even when the world was crumbling around us. Your silly ways were the only thing that felt real in the madness. You made fun of love, but I worshipped every broken moment. You hid behind humor, but your eyes gave away your loneliness. You laughed when you wanted to cry, and I stayed to hold you. Your playful pain was a language only I ever learned to speak. You made love a joke, and I was the punchline that never left. Your silliness was a rebellion against the silence that tried to drown us. You acted lost, but your heart was always trying to find me. Your laughter was a fragile mask for a soul too scared to heal. You made me laugh while you were breaking, and I loved you for it. You joked through heartbreak, but I saw the cracks beneath your smile. Your silly love was a flame flickering in the darkest night. You acted foolish, but your love was the deepest truth I ever knew. Your jokes were a dance around a fire too hot to touch. You made love messy, and that was the most beautiful thing. You laughed like it was the only way to keep breathing. Your silliness was a secret code written in broken promises. You joked when words failed, and I heard every silent scream. You made fun of everything, even yourself, and I loved every imperfect piece. Your laughter was a prayer for forgiveness you never dared to ask. You danced through love like it was a storm, and I held on tight. You acted like a fool, but your heart was the wisest I ever knew. Your silly games were a shield for a heart too fragile to trust. You laughed to survive, and I loved you for every shattered moment. My dear, even when you act silly, your soul still speaks in a language only mine understands. You laugh like you've never known pain, and yet I know every storm you're hiding behind those smiles. Your silliness is how your soul survives in a world that never deserved your softness. The way you giggle while lying, my heart still chooses to believe the truth lives in your eyes. You joke, but I hear every ache you bury inside your laughter. You say, just kidding, but I've memorized the pain behind your punchlines. You make a fool of yourself, then leave me haunted by how divine you are. I laugh at your antics, but love you for the sadness you never speak of. Even your mischief feels like a poem the universe wrote for my aching heart. You flirt like fire, joke like thunder, and leave me trembling in silence. I never knew healing could come from someone who acts like a child, but touches my soul like an angel. You trip over your own charm, then kiss me with the gravity of galaxies. Your chaos is holy. Don't ever become what this world calls normal. I didn't fall for your face. I fell for the storm hiding behind your laughter. You laugh too loud, love too hard, and leave echoes where silence once ruled. You make fun of love, and still I want no one but you. You try to annoy me, yet all I hear is, please stay. Your childishness was never immaturity. It was your soul trying to feel safe again. I watched you giggle through goodbye, and it shattered me louder than any scream. You chase butterflies, but darling, you are the storm they're running from. I crave the way you annoy me. It means you're still mine. You annoy me like rain tapping glass, but I still open the window. You tease me like I'm your favorite sin. Even your mess makes me believe in miracles. You act silly, but my heart knows it's a mask to hide what's breaking. You push, pull, laugh, cry, and I still never want anyone else. You make me want to believe in magic again, even when you're being ridiculous. I see the angel behind the clown mask. You drive me crazy, but somehow I want to get lost in you again. You annoy me like no one else, and that's how I know you're home. Your jokes make me want to cry, because even laughter carries grief. I watch you act goofy, but your eyes beg for something real. You hurt me with a smile, like it was some kind of joke. I know your silliness is armor, and I still want to hold what's underneath. Even your nonsense feels sacred when you're the one speaking it. You make chaos feel like comfort. You stumble into my silence, shouting love with your foolish grin. I never asked for a saint. I fell in love with your madness. You joke too much, but every laugh leaves a fingerprint on my chest. I crave the way you mess everything up, because somehow you made me feel whole. You act like nothing's serious, but I can hear your soul screaming between the jokes. You try to distract me with jokes, but your silence screams louder. You make life unbearable, and yet I still want to bear it with you. You don't even try to be deep, and still you sink into my soul. You're the only person who makes being annoyed feel like intimacy. I hated how you teased me until I realized it was your language for I love you. You made fun of everything I cared about, and still, I cared most about you. You danced in circles around my feelings until I realized I was chasing you. You mock love, and yet every move you make feels like worship. You're the wild wind I prayed for when I asked for peace. You're the only person who made me laugh while I was breaking. You left behind laughter and echoes I still wake up to. You laugh like no one's listening, and I listened like my life depended on it. You mocked me into loving you. I hated how you acted, but I hated myself more for loving it. You danced away from every real moment. Yet I stood there, hoping you'd look back. You make fun of my love, but you still crave it in silence. You laugh too much, but I cry when you're not here. You play dumb, but you know exactly how to make me stay. I don't miss your jokes. I miss who I was when I believed them. I laughed because you did, until the day you didn't. You can't chee your way out of the mess you made of me. Your comedy was a confession in disguise. Your playfulness was always a mask for your loneliness. I smiled at your chaos, but now I ache in its silence. You annoyed me into loving you. You never took anything seriously except the part where you broke me. You made everything a joke except your goodbye. You shied away from love, and now you're lost in laughterless nights. You made jokes when you should have said, I'm scared to lose you. You teased me, then left me to drown in meanings you never meant. You made your love a prank until I stopped laughing. You acted like a clown, but left wounds like a ghost. You confused love with laughter, and now all I hear is silence. You made me laugh when I needed truth,